Hi, everybody. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank all of my subs. I have over 600 subs, and I just want to say thank you for following along on my daughters and I journey. I hope that over time you're going to get everything that you need. Hope that we're going to learn from each other, we're going to grow from each other, and I'm really excited about just what's to come. So I am doing a Q&A today. I have my questions. Thank you all for sending me questions. And I kind of made a mistake. I told y'all my email to send me some questions to my email in case y'all want to remain anonymous in the community. I gave y'all the wrong email. I forgot that it was the ATL at the end. So my email is freespiritmomatl@gmail.com. So if you want to send me some questions, I'll answer them personally, and you can send them to my email, the correct email. I do apologize. Somebody did send it to the correct email, and thank you, because that means you actually read my description and you got the right email, because on the video it was wrong and on the post it was wrong. Okay, so I'm going in order as I saw them. The first question was, do you have any desire to travel in a larger vehicle at some point, such as a van or RV? So when I first decided to do this journey, I actually wanted a minivan. There was no decent minivans in my price range. They were terrible, and I wasn't looking for a project car or anything like that. So I would get a minivan. I guess I would get a crossover. I think they're called crossovers more than SUVs, like the Toyotas and the Hyundais, like Crosstrek and things like that. So I could see myself getting a crossover, and I could see myself getting a minivan. I've been leaning towards a minivan a lot now because there is businesses I want to start. So I could just imagine like getting merchandise and things like that. Need to be taking it to the post office. I have more space and more room to do things. But when I say y'all, so many things are in play right now that when it comes to just living in the car, I would do a minivan. I would most definitely do a minivan. I would never do an RV. It's not necessary. I don't want to drive it. So no minivan. No RV, sorry. Did my daughter and I ever co-sleep, and is it possible in a car? Before we did car life, I think, because my daughter was a NICU baby. She was in a NICU for a few months before she came home. And when she first came home, we probably slept in the bed together probably twice. But she was so used to being independent already that she would just go to sleep in her crib. Like, I didn't have to put her to sleep or anything like that. And is it possible in the car? Yeah, I have let the back down before, patted it up and slept back there. But to be honest, it was just easier for, because she's short, it's easier for her to sleep on the back seat and I sleep in the front seat. It's comfortable to sleep in the front seat. But if it wasn't, we most definitely could make it work by both sleeping in the back with the back seats laid down. You can do it. My daughter is only 2. She'll be 3. She'll be 3 in September. And it's definitely enough space for you to do it. And also, you have to remember, y'all, adults do this in cars. I have a Kia Soul. People think the Kia Soul is just so tiny, but it's actually not. I was in my mom's husband's, what car is that? He has a Hyundai Accent or something like that. I think it's the Accent, but it's the car version, not the hatchback version. That car is so small. I was like, I can't breathe. I literally felt like I couldn't breathe. But people act like my Kia Soul is just the smallest thing on earth. What's the most challenging for you? There's many different aspects to this question. One, the most challenging for me living in a car is the victim mentality that you can adopt. Sometimes when I call a friend and they don't answer, I'm not gonna lie, I do internalize that and I do feel some type of way. It's like, well, girl, you know I live in my car with my daughter. Like, why would you not answer my phone call? Or why would you like not pick up the phone and call me and check up on me? So be prepared for that. If you are an emotional being like I am, it's possible that you can take certain things to heart, when at the end of the day, everybody have their own lives. So I felt like that's like very, very challenging for me because it's new. I usually like don't care. Like, okay, I'm a loner anyway. I prefer to be alone. So that was like a new feeling for me, the fact that I like felt that way. So another thing is most challenging, I'm trying to think on the aspect of like things. I don't know. I think my car life journey is very simplified. So like it's not that challenging. I mean, I made it very simple so it wouldn't be challenging. Like, that's why when people talk about RVs, it's like, that sounds like so much work. I don't want to do that. Like, no challenging. Okay, not gonna lie. Sometimes it is not hard to find somewhere to sleep because I'm in an area where I know, but it can be like, sometimes you just get that gut feeling, like it could be a spot you slept in multiple times, and sometimes you get that gut feeling like tonight is not the night, like I should not sleep here, and then you have to find somewhere to sleep. So that's challenging when you're tired and you really go to bed and you can't find anywhere to sleep or that you feel safe to sleep. That's very challenging. Do you keep a daily routine or schedule? No. So something that my parents taught me, like for instance, when I first started driving, they was like, never go the same way because somebody could be following you. So I do not keep the same routine. Now, when I get up and stuff, I might do the same like wash my face type routine, like that. But I never keep the same daily routine. Like I never wake up and go to this bakery shop and be there at 9 o'clock, from 9 o'clock to 9:30, and then go here and drop off mail by 9:45, and then go over here at 10. Like I never do that because, I mean, if somebody really want to do something, they can do something, but let's not give them help. Let's not make it easier for them, you know? So I don't. Does your daughter have a eating regimen? No, she don't have an eating regimen because we're still trying to figure out exactly everything that she likes. And now, like the last, I'm gonna say 2 weeks, she's been really good with just eating pretty much anything. Like, so that's really fun. That's gonna be fun for me because then I can play around with some recipes because I haven't been playing around with recipes because I'm like, I'm not gonna cook this and you don't eat it. So, but now she is, she's eating a little bit more. So now I can kind of put her on like a regimen and things like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm excited for her to try different foods, and then we can start going different places to go eat as well. This question said, are you gonna build out your van? I don't have a van. I'm in my Kia Soul. I'm not gonna build out my Kia Soul, but if I was to get a minivan, I would do a no build. Like, is it called a no build? A no build van? I would do that. I wouldn't, and that's just for now because we don't know how the world's gonna go and things like that. But I could definitely see like me building out a van like years from now, a decade from now. You know, my daughter is older, stuff like that. I can see myself doing that, and then we travel but that's just our travel van. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely see me doing that. But as of now, I don't have a van. I have my Kia Soul. It's not going to be built out. If I was to get a minivan, it'd be a no van build. I don't know which way to say that. Any plans for full-time travel? So I don't have any plans for full-time travel, mainly because I do want to be a business owner. I'm an independent contractor right now, and I have been for over 5 years working with multiple different companies. So I do like being an independent contractor, so I don't think I would ever stop being that. But I actually want to start my own business, and I have started my own business before. I had my own in-home daycare. So traveling full time, no, but I would love to like take 1 month out of the year, and that be the month like that I kind of just travel. I just travel that whole month, and then make sure I take advantage of traveling for holidays and things like that. So the next 5 questions come from the same person, from the same lovely being. What are some pros and cons of the nomadic lifestyle? Okay, so I have been to, I think since I started this, I've been to 2 different states, and I think a con could easily be not feeling like you fit in as soon as you go to a different state, especially if you're living in your car. Because I think about like, got an apartment somewhere, I can make that my own little oasis. But when you live in your car, you're around those people. Like, different states have different feelings. I don't know if you felt it, but when you go to different states, they do have different feelings. So if you're doing the nomadic lifestyle and living in your car, a con is you have to find somewhere to sleep. There might not be somewhere safe to sleep compared to if you're in one spot, or if you're where you're from, you know, okay, I know this store doesn't open to this and that, and you can just sleep there and stuff like that. Mailing could be a con if you use other things other than Amazon. Let's say you're waiting on a piece of mail, but you have reservations in a different state, but your mail don't come. So then you have to deal with that. You have to deal with the mail. Cons, for some people, you could be missing out on family events. You could be missing out on friends events, things like that. Pros, in my opinion, it's an adventure. It's an adventure, and I do feel like we as humans need adventure. Like, as much as we also need problems, because I do think humans, we're problem solvers. So that's why you never really, your life is never just, you have highs, you have lows, because we're supposed to. That's what drives us. So I feel like even if it's not if it's no problems, we create problems because we are problem solvers. We need to create solutions. Pros, you living your life on your own accord, and that's very liberating. It's a very liberating feeling to be living your life on your own accord. Another con for some people could be you have to downsize. If you are going to do the nomadic lifestyle, it's possible that you have to downsize. So the next question she asked was, what are your thoughts on community living? I was a little confused by this question, and I should have just asked you what exactly did you mean. I didn't know if you was meaning like, what is my thoughts on living in an apartment or living in like a small community. I wasn't sure, but I'm going to answer it in both ways, and hopefully both of these ways one of these ways was in the way that you was asking. But apartment living, I'm very, very turned off by apartment living. I like 30% want to go live in an apartment and 70% don't. And I've never had that feeling until I started living in a car and like looking at apartments. These apartments not only cost too much, because I hate when people say, oh, go make more money. That's not what it's about. These apartments are ugly. They ugly. They small. When you look at these reviews, the leasing office and the maintenance men don't do what they're supposed to do. Maintenance people, because they could be women, maintenance people. They don't do what they're supposed to do. I don't want to give you $2,000 of my hard-working money and I'm not happy where I live. Also, where I live, you don't get to do month to month unless you're like in the military or if you're on like a job assignment. You have to do like your 12-month lease or your 6-month lease. We do have 6 months here, but it's very rare. You can do your 6 month lease and then your 12-month lease, but then after that, then you can go on a month-to-month base. I don't want to be locked in somewhere for 6 months, giving you $2,000 and paying my utilities, and it sucks. Also, now I've been seeing they're making you pay for parking. What? I gotta pay for parking in my own house. They're making you pay for parking. They are asking for bigger deposits for the dogs. Now, If I was a landlord, I'm pretty sure I would understand this tenfold. So I'm in no way talking about the landlord. I'm just saying that the prices don't match up with the experience. So I don't like the thought of an apartment. Like, I really, really hope that God just lead me and tell me what I need to do. I don't want to be in no apartment. And if you're just saying the community period, like with different people and stuff like that, I have no problem with that. I don't necessarily want to be off grid. Or I don't have to be off grid, because I think if I was off grid, I would make it work as well. And I think I would, because like I said, I like being a loner. I would make that work. But I am not against community living in general. Like, if I had a house and I lived in like a small community or something like that, I'm not against that. What does your diet look like as a car dweller? So I will say I eat better as a car dweller because I don't have refrigeration. So it was a lot of salads. That's pretty much, a lot of salads. But there are times where I will go get a soda, and that's not that good. So I need to stop drinking soda. Not even so much. I need to stop drinking soda altogether and keep on with the salads. And I do eat a lot of fruits. I could get more vegetables, but I do get my greens. But I miss eating broccoli. I miss eating carrots. I gotta make usage of my crock pot more, because I don't. What is your favorite thing about car life? Rebellion. I'm just kidding. But kind of rebellion. Like, when you wake up in the morning after sleeping in your car and you're safe, you feel very liberated. It's a good feeling. It's a happy feeling. Like, I can't explain it. I don't feel sad at all. Like, it's just a overwhelming feeling that overcomes you in a good way. And that's my favorite part. A lot of people's favorite part might be the fact that you get to travel. So I was never really big on travel, but I see my daughter every time we go to a different state in a different place. Like, when I first took her to the beach, I saw she learns so much. She's like a different baby. When we just came from Mississippi, she was already a different baby. It's like I could tell that she enjoys traveling, and as long as she enjoys it, I'm going to enjoy it and want to do it with her. So this is the last question from those set of questions. It's, if you can be anywhere in the world, where would you be? I don't think my where would I be would be a place. I think my where would I be would be a time, or mindset. If I could be any place, I would want to be in the place where I am no longer questioning myself. I am living in my purpose, or making my way to live in my purpose, because I don't want to just skip everything and just be living in my purpose. I want to be at a headspace where I am taking my emotions out of things so I can see 100% clearly. But if I had to choose, sorry guys. Okay, there we go. If I had to choose, a state or a place, because I don't care to leave America. I know a lot of people might not like that, but I don't care to do international traveling unless it's Mexico. I would choose the state of Florida, even though Florida is crazy. I know you'll be seeing those stories, but every time I go to Florida, I'm happy. I'm in a happy spirit, a happy mood. I like Florida. I really like Jacksonville. This year is my first time going to Miami. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I like Jacksonville. So I would be in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, so these are other questions not by that same person. Why don't you just get an RV? I don't want one. I feel like if I was to get an RV, that would just cause way more issues in my life. So I don't want to argue. That's why. Can you deep dive about how you study the Bible and journal? I'll make a separate video about that. If you want to get into Bible journaling and things like that. No, sorry, y'all. Bugs trying to come mess with me. If you want to see that video, I definitely make a video about that. Because Bible study and journaling it brings me joy. What do you do for work? Like I said, I'm an independent contractor. I do DoorDash. I work for Walmart, and I did do this little third party job that I've been doing for I think 4 or 5 years, but they closed down. That's another reason why I do want to start my own business, because at the end of the day, you don't know when these jobs are going to shut down. So that was like my online work from home job that I had 4 or 5 years. And I got an email one day and the whole thing was closed down. I went to our forum because I was like, well, is it really closed down or did I just get fired? I went to our forum and people was talking about it and it was closed. We didn't even get a notice. She closed the business. But yeah, that's what I do for work. I also braid hair every now and then. That's one of the business I do want to start. I want to start a wig business, braiding wigs. I braid hair, but I'm a loner. I don't want to have to do things where I have to wait on clients to come to me and things like that. So I braid hair every now and then, and I think a lot of people are under the pressure that I don't work. I want y'all to understand, just because somebody don't go into an office doesn't mean they don't have a job. Because people's favorite thing to say to established YouTubers who's been established for years, get a real job. What are you gonna do when content runs out? Content is never gonna run out. I hate to tell you, content is never gonna run out, because that's like saying, why you still talking, or don't date because you're gonna end up not having anything to talk about. Like, what? So please stop telling people to go get a real job if this is their passion and this is what they want to do with their life. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm saying I see that all the time on vanlifers videos and stuff like that, and it just grind my gears. So but y'all, thank y'all again for 600 subs. All right, I want y'all to have a wonderful Thursday. It's almost Friday. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see y'all in the next video.